Right, random chat with Alex Ashwood. We've got a couple of things I do want to touch off on, but thank you for joining me, mate.
No worries, Paul. Thanks for having me.
I didn't catch up with you at Cranbourne. I'd packed everything up. I thought I'm going, and you actually got the chockies in the last overnight, so I do feel bad about it. It was a good little win, actually.
Yeah, it was not been knocking on the wall that horse, so good to get the winner for Trev, and so not a bad night.
I'm going to touch on a few things through this interview. As I said, it'll be a random one. There's going to be a race on in a minute, but that's okay. One thing I do want to get the message out there, though, is the Nutrien sale and Tasracing, because Tasracing back in the sale, 1st of March. It's at Quacker, what's it called? Quackers Park? I get it mixed up all the time. It's not at Carrick. It's just around the corner anyway, near Launceston.
Yes, that's right. It's been moved this year, which is a lot better.
Yep.
Like previous years, they just had it on the race day and that, and I think if they want to put a show on, they have to make it more professional. So, which they have. They've taken the right step forward to make that happen, and it should be a great day.
What's the name of the park?
I've got no idea.
Starts with a Q. I know that. The second letters are U, and we'll leave the rest up after that. It is a lot of fun. I tell people, like, I'm trying to get the message out there that people are aware of it. The way they raise horses in Tassie, it's like the Kiwis. Like, I went over there just recently in New Zealand. They just seem to grow better, bigger, heavier bones, and it proofs in the pudding. Some of the champion horses that have come off that Apple Isle, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And if you put things in perspective, how many horses are bred there every year and how many great horses turn out. If you have a look at the rat race breeds, it's a dynasty really. You've got Bowtied, and they've still got a few others coming through like Magician, Nyack. So the breed's there, and they're well grown, especially up on the north end, not so much down north. So the south end produces a lot nicer horse than down south, because of the climate's a bit different, that's all. Yeah,
and it makes it a little bit harder. And it does get dry. They say it's dry over there, but it's a little bit different to our dry over here. You've been a prolific buyer at the sales. I did the last 2 years, I think, with Nutrien, but even before that, when I went over a couple of times, and that you love getting across there, trying to purchase a horse. One, the bonuses they have on offer, the stake money, but I think you also enjoy the horses.
Yeah, 100%. It's great to go over and catch up with friends and family that you haven't seen. Like, we're over here racing 24/7, and it's just great to get back there for a few days and catch up with one, and then chuck the sales in the mix, have a beer with everyone, have a look at a couple of horses and buy a couple if you like one. So it's a great weekend away, and I advise people to go. It's a great concept. The bonuses are great. Most of them are dual eligible for bonus, like Vic bred, Tasbred. So it's a value for money, I think.
Yeah, you're right, and it is an occasion, and I'm trying to get the message out there. You know, I really recently just come back from New Zealand. They are occasions, they're fun. And it's not just rocking up to a meeting, getting home, getting up the next morning and feeding. You get across there and have a day off, have a bit of fun.
That's it. So, as we all know, they like their piss, and over there they can drink and eat as much as they want. So it's great to catch up, have a beer, and have a couple of little banders there with friends and family. But yeah, like you said, hopefully in the years to come there's going to be more lots in the sale. I think there will be, the way the industry's going down there. So for the breeders, hopefully they just keep on breeding more and more, and hopefully that they keep on producing.
Have you had a look at the draft?
I had a quick look through. There's a couple of nice ones. Off the top of my head, there's a half to walk.
We Walk by Faith.
Walk by Faith in there, and then there's another down by the seaside. Go back to the Joyful family. So that's a good line. So there's a few.
You have had a good look.
So there's a good quality bunch of horses there.
There is one related. Well, there's a couple related to the Bowtied family as well. And I'm in trouble now. You've taken. I steal most of my thunder. There's a couple of local ones there. First time selling the Abrahams. First time selling there. They've got a prolific name in Tasmanian racing, but they haven't normally run. But their horses, their form to me looks like would have stood up over here. They don't travel a lot. They just got purely Tasmanian form, but it's great form.
Yeah, 100%. And people don't realise, if you have a look at the breeding, there might be 3 or 4 dams on the page, but they don't really have a chance to really showcase themselves, because when you have, say, a number of, say, 20 yearlings go to 2-year-olds next year, it's usually one dominates all the way through. And with them classic races and all that, it's usually the same one wins over and over. But if they race more often and place their horses, and the hobby trainers are willing to travel north to south, vice versa, the page is probably a lot more better. So that's probably the downfall. But in saying that, most of the trainers and owners and drivers are over there are hobbyists, so you have to just take that into account.
Yep, and enjoy it and go from there. You'll be heading across there for a couple of days. I think there's a race meeting at starts with B, Burnie, on the Friday night. So and the sales on the Saturday. I think there's a parade at could get in trouble here. There is a parade in the morning, and the sale starts at 3 o'clock, and it is Miracle Mile night, so there'll be plenty on afterwards. I'd say the TVs will be running afterwards. No, it's not Miracle Mile, it's Chariots of Fire. But
Chariots of Fire, the Sydney sales the week after.
Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be a little bit of fun. The rest of the team, how's Tay travelling?
Yeah, Tay's well. She's blossoming every day, getting bigger and moodier. So
I didn't have to say that one. You're getting
but
trouble.
yeah, she's in great spirits at the moment. She's doing well, so everything's running quite smoothly. So quite exciting.
You enjoying it? Like looking forward to it?
Yeah, I am actually. Never thought the day would happen because I'm like a child myself, but it's finally hit, and the days go by, you get more excited by the day. Yeah,
hopefully everything goes well, and it's a good birth because they are the greatest things ever, kids. Yep. Your mum and dad probably think sometimes, oh my God, but they are the great team. How many are you working, mate?
We're starting to get back up in numbers again.
I thought that.
Got rid of a few, cut back down to about 14. Now we're getting back up. There's 20 there at the moment, and I think by Monday there's going to be like 26, 28 with all the rest of the 2-year-olds are back in work. So it's going to be quite hectic for the rest of the season, but I don't mind that.
Do you enjoy it?
I enjoy it when we're winning.
Yeah.
But when we have a down patch, I get quite stressed out. But in saying that, I think everyone's in the same boat. But I'm a great believer. If you're having a bad run, don't change anything. Stick to what you know, and the wheel keeps on turning. So you just have to work through it. Yeah. Your thoughts at the minute on the way things are travelling? It's hard here in Victoria. I'm lucky I get to travel abroad, and you see the positivity in New Zealand and think people say, oh, how can we get that? But I was there 2 years ago, and it was an amazing 2 years ago when they got told that they were going to be losing $500 off a race minimum for a start. They lost that straight away, and major cuts to stake races and all the rest. And then we look at it now and we're like, oh, how can we get to that? At the minute we are on the way down. Well, hopefully not on the way down. Hopefully we're plateaued. But It's been harder in Victoria. But you're still keen? Yes, you have to be keen. I think if you're passionate about it and you love the sport, you just have to keep on getting up every morning and work your way through it. And you touched on New Zealand, like they were down on the dumps for a couple of years, and you've seen a lot of horses are getting sold out of New Zealand, exported across Australia, and now Entane come along, and now there's some rumours are going to go back. I think so, but yeah, hopefully our turn will come. I think if the industry stays strong together and stays as one, I think it can get back to the glory days. But just don't need to get so negative, just work through it. And if you're willing to travel, like Wagga's not that far from Bendigo, and it's still good prize money. It's no difference for me if I want to go to Mildura or Wagga. So especially if you've got a nice one, you can go up to Wagga and race for 9.9 and do your 4 points instead of racing down here for 6 or 7. So you still got your options, but you have to be willing to work for it. Yeah, and travel. It's funny, isn't it? It's almost like a dirty word if you go to Wagga. Like you say to someone, you're going to Wagga, oh, that's bad. Like you've got to be looking after the local product, but you have to look after yourself as well. 100%. And the thing is, not only you have to look after yourself, you have to look after your clientele and the people who support you and back you. So you have to think about them as well. So it's just not a one-person show. There's a lot of people behind the scenes you have to support. Yeah, and look, you make the prize money there. You come back, you race here tonight at Bendigo, and that. Each night racing, like we're Wednesday night here at Bendigo. Everyone knows Bendigo's on a Wednesday night for I think 48 weeks of the year. Yep. Do you enjoy it? I love the idea of having set calendars like Shepparton Tuesday, Bendigo every second Wednesday at the moment, but it will go back to every week. But it's great. You know where you're racing, so you can actually plan out your weekend. And you usually know where your horse is on a race week to week anyway, what standard of horse you got in the stable, so which is a great great for it. A young one on the way. It's also one of those other parts that you can plan. Like serious, like if he's a baseballer or a footballer, correct. You'll be able to know when you can go and do things. If they're into dancing, good luck to you. But go from there. But yeah, you've got plenty of options. That's for sure. 100%. I think we're doing a few things right at the moment, and I think it's great. But I think there's still a lot to improve on, and I think if the people high above and get that right, I think we'd be right. Do you have a harebrained idea? Do you have a random idea that you'd like to see someone implement and maybe change? You don't have to say if you don't. I would like the idea of, like, for instance, every Wednesday, this at Bendigo for a prime example, every race is over the short. Love it. Have 10 races, 8 races, 10 starters over the short, consistent mile racing every week. Then Shepparton have it over every race over the long. same concept, same field numbers, keep it content, keep it hot, try and get the best drivers and trainers there as possible. But we still need those hobbies trainers and drivers to turn up as well. But I think there's a place for them if we want to program more condition races on Sunday to give them a chance to earn a bit of money instead of racing the bigger stables every week. So here on a Wednesday they can go on a Sunday, even a Saturday twilight in the bush somewhere for those hobbies trainers with conditions on, so they can earn something to keep them in the game.
I watch a lot of American racing. I love the American racing.
Yes.
Some people say it's boring, but it's actually not. It's the greatest game of chess ever. When you're watching the drivers, when they make their move, who's up front, whether they sit back, it's so tactical.
It is. If you watch it, I watch it a fair bit when I'm in the car and that, and it's amazing when they come out the gate and trying to find a hole and find the right position, and then still have your horse travelling at the 400 in strike and winner position. Like you said, it's a game of chess. But Andy, Luke, and like all the Aussies and Kiwis, Dexter, go over there, so because they've been so tactical racing over here, they just go over there and just make them look silly. So it's great to see.
I love the part where they let a slow horse in front of them so it's out of their way.
Yep.
And then they just peel and go when they're
100%.
when they're ready. We don't do that here. We don't do it enough. And one of the things I love about New Zealand racing, if you make your move 3 deep to go to the death, they honour it.
Yep.
They'll let you go. They're here. We want to plant people, and then everyone gets angry. And
correct.
I think there's a few things we could learn from a couple of our other countries. Alex, thank you.
No
Thanks
worries.
for hopefully we get people getting involved with the Tassie racing, but always love having a chat, mate. I always appreciate what you guys do for me, and hopefully all the best when the baby arrives and safely. We don't want a moz, that's for sure, and hopefully it's a very painless birth for Tay. She'll be happy that way, so
yes.
It goes in there. But no, thank you very much for the chat, mate. And
thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
Look forward to catching you in Tassie.
No worries. See you there.
Thanks, mate.